Reality shift of December 2012 January 26, 2012. Those who have been living on this third-dimensional plane of reality have been blocked from the light of reality for many eons. The human belief system is a reflection of the veil placed around the Earth through Metatronic electromagnetic particle spin patterns that have caused a continuous angular rotation of particle spin of the light and sound on this planet to be completely distorted. The Dark Ones, fallen angels, and members of the Death Star fleet Nibiru have been planning on destroying this little planet for the past 25,000 years by engaging the Metatronic pole reversal spin. Their plan is not going to happen because the higher frequencies can always transmute the lower frequencies. Our starry brothers of light will transmute the darkness. The angular rotation of particle spin will be corrected on this planet to be in balance and harmony with the entire cosmos. There is only one way to transform the entire cosmos and everything in it. The breath of Source will breathe a new idea into the cosmic template of the 12 cosmic families into the 13th cosmic reality, which is a new idea. That cosmic idea will be breathed into the universal realm to crystallize into a new form of stardust that changes the reality from carbon-based reality into a silica-based reality. That crystal dust reality from our universal creators will breathe the new reality into 10 billion suns in order to transform Sun Alcyone, the sun of the Aquarius galaxy, into a higher, more complete Sunday. Finally, the entire consciousness of a new idea of Source will be breathed into our real sun of this solar system, Soul. Our sun will be transformed into a new light of a new reality containing the consciousness of the entire cosmic template, the entire universal template, the complete multidimensional consciousness of 10 billion suns. This multidimensional sun will bring forth a new light. The light is the light of unconditional love. The light is the polychromatic white light. The light will permeate and saturate our atmosphere and every atom of the Earth's body and our bodies from the inside out. The all-inclusive white light will transform the angular rotation of particle spin in a way that allows no shadows to block our at-one-ment with our spiritual self, as our spiritual body, which is now invisible, actually surrounds and penetrates our physical body. The first layer of blue body light is 1 foot around our body. The light body that is 3 feet around our body is the body that we can step into if we choose to leave this body and step into our Aquafarian body. We also consist of 1 sphere that is about 20 feet around our physical body that allows us to travel within it, and the most important sphere, which is about 60 feet around us, which is the complete cosmic template of transformation which we can use to ignite the spark of Source to create the ultraviolet blue flame to penetrate our bodies. Our cosmic template can be used to activate the totality of Source consciousness into our field of reality and into our bodies. We connect our breath through the use of the music of the sphere's technology to ignite the spark of Source on the outer ring of the cosmic template. That spark creates the ultraviolet blue flame of transformation. We must ignite this flame and inhale it into our souls, our heart, our head and into every cell in our body's cells in order to transform our bodies into this oneness vehicle of the spiritual and physical bodies. The sun and the earth are able to transform into whatever condition or reality that is needed for those of us who are journeying within them. When our cosmic and chrysitic starry families made the decision to allow us to move out of this stone age that has kept our reality separated from us, they first had to complete an ongoing war with all of the billions of dark worlds who have been controlling us. The position and magnitude of the new sun will make it impossible for the dark ones to do anything besides become transmuted into the new spectrum of light and sound. The earth will descend into a new form of etheric substance as the new crystal light, crystal dust and crystal gel magical pranic substance transform her skin and our skin into a liquid, jelly-asic, powdery substance that transforms through a crystalline structure into a new silica-based substance. As many of you have already heard, the transformation is much like a cocoon holding a new idea of the butterfly until it translates into its new form. As our bodies are transforming into a new crystalline structure, we are becoming awakened into a oneness with the source field of all realities. We are being made one with the spiritual substance that was invisible to us. Our eyes will see this new reality because the seal that was placed in our pineal glands will melt away and our pituitary third eye will blossom forth to allow us to see spectrums of light that we could not see before. As the mind of God has always seen from above in a 360-degree spectrum, so will our minds and eyes become transformed into oneness with the mind of God. Those on earth who tune into this new spectrum of reality will absorb more light. The more light one absorbs, the more new reality will be seen from the within to the without. As Mother Earth shifts into her new crystalline structure, so do we. The ascension process is always harmonic. Our hearts and souls contain the same consciousness as Mother Earth. All transformation is happening from the inside out. Every time we have ADHD and ache or pain in our shoulder and back muscles, it is because there has been a fallen agenda placed within the rod and staff of Mother Earth. As our consciousness clears and expands, it is because the light spectrum of the ultraviolet blue flame of transformation is entering into the Earth's skin. When the cosmic template completely embodies Mother Earth, our consciousness will gain a 360-degree perspective of reality. This is what is really meant by the removal of duality. It has nothing to do with the left brain and right brain uniting into oneness, or a new type of education that utilizes both the left and right sides of the brain. When the full spectrum of source consciousness penetrates our minds, the neocortex, which holds all of the repeating dreams of this material world, will be melted down, transmuted and seen as nothingness. The true mind of man will be the frequency-specific part of the brain, which is the midbrain. The pineal gland and the pituitary glands are frequency-specific. They allow the light and sound of the mind of God to create the movie. We will be making God's movie instead of repeating man's movie or the world's movies over and over again. The new light that is transforming Mother Earth's body is bringing her into oneness with her Terra body, her Gaia body, and 2 more etheric bodies from the Maya template and Aquafarian template. The etheric template holding the sentinel of Mother Earth has awaited this transformation for billions of years. As Mother Earth became more and more dense during the fall of Terra and the fall of Gaia, and the fall of Atlantis, she was turning in on herself. Layers upon layers of reality have turned into the density that we now stand upon. This is why we must have a resurrection before we can have an ascension. All of those old realities are rising from within, causing tectonic plates under the ocean to shift and move and allow a new transmuted reality to arise from within. After we complete the merging with all of our incarnate selves of the past 10 million years, then we can begin merging with our galactic selves, our oversouls, our monadic God selves, our Christic selves, and our cosmic family of consciousness. What has been blocking this merge? The term that has been used is karma. Karma is a miasm, an error, the inharmonic tone, an idea that was not in tune with the consciousness of the mind of God. Our true multidimensional selves are spheres within spheres within spheres. Between these spheres there are ideas which are inharmonic that must be dissolved by the light. They must be transmuted by the higher frequencies. The music of the spheres is the technology that melts away all of the karma so that all selves may reunite harmonically, harmoniously and in tune with God. When that state is achieved, we will be in the state of bliss. We will be attuned with our incarnate selves. After that, we begin harmonically aligning into our oversouls, our monadic selves, etc. We must do this one step at a time until we completely understand the true technology of the music of the spheres. The true music is the breath of Source transmuting all into one harmonic new reality. As our new light spectrum expands, so will Mother Earth expand back into and transmute into a new light. The realms of the old realities into the brand new multidimensional reality. Each entity on this planet is returning into oneness with all of the selves that they have been over the past billions of years. As the light melts away the karmic layers or miasms that are blocking the oneness of all of our incarnate selves, galactic selves, Christic selves and cosmic selves, the more multidimensional we will become. The shadows that have blocked us from transmuting into oneness will dissolve and we will enter the state of bliss. When we find out that those fears, angers, humiliations and frustrations were simply shadows that blocked us from knowing our multidimensional selves, we will realize that this life was just a hologram of all the past problems that were not in tune with Source consciousness, just waiting to be dissolved into the light. We will return to the state of consciousness where the only consciousness is the mind of God. As we breathe and think and co-create through the mind of God, our desires will instantly manifest. The rate of manifestation currently depends on the distance between one's self and their ignition of the spark of Source, allowing them to enter the allness of Source frequencies into their consciousness, into every nanoparticle of their being. That breath of Source must become saturated in this present density until the physical turns into the spiritual. The light of Source carries the frequencies of infinite ideas ready to assimilate into individual ideas. Within the white light spectrum all realities exist at once. When we become transformed into beings who can't see from all angles, all realms, all varieties of realities through the ultraviolet flame of transformation, we will be multidimensional consciousness that can be standing on the Earth and orbiting around the galaxy. Or we can transform this physical Hertzian frequency into the infrared that allows us to see from 360-degree perspective. Or we can gain the X-ray vision that allows us to see invisible through the visible. Or we can step into our cosmic template and become transformed into another universe of realities. As the new light from Source Consciousness brings its template of a new idea into the Earth's Christ grid, which is contained from 1 foot below the Earth's crust and up into our atmosphere and 1 foot above our heads in the personal realm, the new light will be utilized by the consciousness of the Christ grid. The white light will be transformed into ultraviolet blue frequencies that allow all spectrums of light to be realized at once. The Christ grid will transform the light particles in a way that will refract the light into tangible and usable energy that creates the desired new reality. The white light velocity that is received into the Christ grids will be transformed into the visible light spectrum. As the white light of Source Consciousness via the cosmic template enters into the crust of the Earth, the Christ grid transpose through the frequency of the ultraviolet blue transformative light, the white light and gamma rays, and allow the breath of Source to breathe from within the Earth's crust to transform the perceivable Helgate energy into more complex geometries of multidimensional realities. The Christ grids will transform the white light into more thick-coated light that will place the Christ template into our bodies and transform our body templates into 12-dimensional templates. The silicon-based transformation will occur as a natural result of silicon being unique in its crystalline transformation through light itself. The 2012 completion of the crystalline grid will bring changes to the way the Earth and mankind will receive light. This shift in the angular rotation of particle spin will remove a veil from our minds and our hearts. We will all realize that we have been living in a dream. A new reality will begin on Earth after December 2012. The heartbeat of Mother Earth will change to a slower rhythm that aligns harmoniously in rhythm with the rhythm of the new galaxy, the new universe and the new cosmos. As the heartbeat of Mother Earth reaches 0 point, our heartbeats will become perfectly aligned with hers in 0 point time. This time or rhythm will place us in absolute oneness with Source. On December 21, 2012, there will be a field of cosmic light beaming around and through the Earth in a way that saturates her with a new consciousness. The consciousness is God consciousness. The only consciousness that will be left on Earth is God consciousness. The world belief systems will no longer exist. Man will become Christs who have only the mind of God. As we attune to this at one meant with the mind of God, our heart's desires will manifest instantly. The new world will be the world of our dearest dreams come true. The Earth has always been able to utilize the light that comes into her field. However, her Christ grids and her crust were tampered with, and the Christ grids in the area of the Van Allen belt were also tampered with. There was an electromagnetic field placed within Earth's grid to throw her entire body off balance. Mother Earth's grids are being restored now, and she will be able to receive and transmit light from the Sun in a harmonious fashion. As the source codes enter into Earth's Christ grids, Mother Earth will be utilizing the information codes and colors, the unique frequencies and programs and information bandwidths of the light codes within the source files of the light. Mother Earth's Christ grids will be able to transpose light into multidimensional realities. Many sources of light will flow into our solar system through our Sun, but from 10,000 other suns from millions of other galaxies, universes, and the 13 cosmos of this source idea. The Sun from all other light beings in these cosmos, along with the white holes, the central Sun, the light frequencies of all consciousness, the light of all light beings, angels, and all light from the infinite unknown of source consciousness. This form of white light is far beyond the spectrum of visible light. The element that allows the new reality to become visible is the ultraviolet blue flame that transmutes all into a new reality of all. The light from all sources have a natural filtering matrix and dimensional spectral distribution. Our system had a false veil placed around it and within our pineal glands to block us from reality of the mind of God. In this third-dimensional dream we have only been made aware of the visible light spectrum. There are many spectrums of light that are here, but we have not yet perceived because we have been blocked from our multidimensional selves through the karmisms that were placed around the music of the spheres, and around our pineal glands. There are many humanoids who live within the Earth and within the Sun who perceive a much larger range of light. Their source of light is polychromatic light emitted from the crystalline core of the Earth, which is far above our visible light spectrum. Polychromatic whole white light allows the activation of the 12 DNA strands between each of the visible DNA strands and contains all frequencies, creation codes, and all particle wave formats. The immensity of light and sound that will become available when our white light activation occurs will be dazzling. The 2012 completion of the crystalline grid will bring changes to the way the Earth and mankind will receive light. This shift in the angular rotation of particle spin will remove a veil from our minds and our hearts. We will all realize that we have been living in a dream. A new reality will begin on Earth after December 2012. The heartbeat of Mother Earth will change to a slower rhythm that aligns harmoniously in rhythm with the rhythm of the new galaxy, the new universe, and the new cosmos. As the heartbeat of Mother Earth reaches 0 point, our heartbeats will become perfectly aligned with hers in 0 point time. This time or rhythm will place us in absolute oneness with Source. There will be a field of cosmic light beaming around and through the Earth in a way that saturates her with a new consciousness. The consciousness is God consciousness. The only consciousness that will be left on Earth is God consciousness. The world belief systems will no longer exist. Man will become Christs who have only the mind of God. As we attune to this at one meant with the mind of God, our heart's desires will manifest instantly. The new world will be the world of our dearest dreams come true. There are many stages on the way to ascending into a higher dimension. The first step of the ascension process is to turn all of the atom cells in the body into crystal cells. The crystal cell activation begins by bringing in the light from higher dimensions into the body through the crystal star vehicle. The crystal star is an electromagnetic vehicle that has the power to collect frequencies from all dimensions and bring those frequencies into our bodies. The reason that this can be done is because we originated from those other dimensions and we are returning to them by collecting the energies of light that we left in those dimensions. Basically, we are putting our light bodies back together into one piece, or into oneness. The meditations and music take the listener through the process of collecting the light from all of the dimensions in this earth matrix. What is unique about the process of ascension and activation is the fact that Crystal Magic Orchestra has already spent 2 years collecting all of the frequencies of each dimension. Each entity involved in the ascension process in each dimension, as well as cosmic entities, elementals, entities in crystal cities, etc., etc. The reason that these frequencies are collected is to raise the frequencies in one's own body to the point of transmuting the lower frequencies into the higher frequencies. When this is completed is when the body may completely realign into the higher dimensions. That is how ascension is completed. The music and meditations already contain the exact frequencies needed to actualize, to feel, to experience this journey of collecting all of these glorious energies from all of our starry brothers. This frequency experience is the actual meeting of these entities. Our real identity is our frequencies. This third-dimensional hologram is the only place in the universe where people do not use frequencies as the identification method. Those who have been only channeling or talking to entities without referencing that entity's frequencies does not know which dimension of that entity they are speaking with. There were many entities disguising themselves as anyone they pleased to be in the fourth dimension astral plane for last several hundred years. More than 90% of the channelers have been accessing those entities, because that was their highest conception of something that was higher than themselves. The fourth dimension is actually a plane to stay out of, not to go into. It is the astral veil that is finally being removed so that we can begin to know ourselves completely. The most important form of carbon for ascension is a form called crystalline carbon, which is actually silicon. This isotope of silicon has seemingly magical or miraculous powers, such as giving people an ability to materialize physical things and move about by will. Mystics and saints have accessed these powers over the ages, and these powers will be commonplace after ascension. Everyone will be able to materialize their material wants and needs, so hunger, thirst, clothing, shelter, etc. will no longer be issues and money will be of little consequence. Crystallized carbon, which is silicon, is not stable in today's world or in this present solar system, the one that will exist prior to December 21, 12. So, those having access to it have been rare. However, to those angelic ones who have always lived within this system of light, this miraculous substance that was called prana will be quite common. The magic that Mary and Jesus worked so hard to show to the world was this magical silicon substance that allows the full spectrum of light to pass through the magical breath when we align our consciousness to the highest frequency of our Lord God within. This is the substance of crystal light, crystal dust and crystal gel that Mary, Raphael and Zebdiel brought to me through the knights who kneeled before me in 2007, handing me these 3 spheres and teaching me how to use them, as they knew that my soul was their soul. And all souls will remember this frequency of light and sound once our souls begin their evolution back to oneness with all that Source is. I have been told that in our new solar system, the system of light, this miraculous substance that was called prana will be quite common. There is a new silicon-based substance that appears as a result of the new source light that will be coming to Earth. The light utilized by the Christ grid can actually transform carbon-based substance into silicon-based substance through light itself. The use of crystal light, crystal gel and crystal dust will be the change agents in transposing our bodies into a higher light. This magical substance of instant manifestation is coming more and more available and more present as we learn to look into the quantum reality around us and to breathe the magical desires from our mind of God, the Lord God of our being. Jesus and Mary performed this magic for many to see. It is simply the magic of finding the Lord God within, which is the breath of Source, and then connecting that breath within into the light of the full spectrum of light, the highest frequency of light. The sun will bring the crystalline carbon needed for our bodies to transpose into our new more etheric density. All suns of light push their frequencies of light up and out of their poles or rods into the atmosphere to connect and braid their light into other stars and suns. All suns of light are now braiding together into and through our suns Solaris, Vesta, Sirius, Alcyone and many others, including our suns of light within the Earth. All of that light is braiding through the ultraviolet, blue, invisible light and gamma rays, which are also invisible to us now. The miracle of the upcoming months is the blue star that is passing through our solar system will make the invisible become visible. One part of the new reality that this sun's energy and the ultraviolet blue realm will bring is the crystalline carbon turning into silicon. When scientists talk about meteorites bringing new DNA to Earth, what they really mean is the crystalline carbon that is translating us from carbon dioxide into crystalline-based silicon, which comes from higher dimensions. Culture shock. Our cognition of reality changes as we receive more and more understanding and more experience that confirm the understanding. We started out by expanding our consciousness into many other cultures. We lived in over 20 different cultural realities as we taught in universities and international schools around the world. We watched our minds transform into broader perspectives as we watched others perceive things from their cultural viewpoint that we had never even considered a possibility in our old realm of consciousness. While the overseas experiences were mind-expanding at the level of pure awe, what awaits us will truly blow our minds. We are sure that our mind-altering adventures were placed in front of us as a part of a plan made before we returned to Earth from this most extraordinary of times. Each time we moved from one country to another, or from another country back to the U.S. and then on to another culture and country. We experienced what is known as culture shock. The event of culture shock is so extraordinary and is such a shock to the mind that many do not recover. We began training expats to be prepared for culture shock when they move their families abroad. Many international employees had been victims of culture shock as they slipped into remission, withdrawal or insanity. This is the type of culture shock that we must prepare for as we enter into a new reality of 2013. As the light shifts in our earth and on our islands, we will experience new colors, new hues of colors, new frequencies. The light that shifts our reality contains information that will flow into our now invisible 12 harp strings between each of the double helix. The light will pick up new sound that will create a movie reel. Just like taking the picture and developing the film. As the new pictures are taken from within consciousness, the new reality will become developed by the sun's rays, and the movie screen of the third eye will project the new movie, God's movie, around us. The movies will come from the heartstrings in our minds, which carry information from consciousness in all of our multidimensional selves. Shalom. Christ-like Cosmic Mystery School of the Omniverse C 2011